So Bugonia was directed by Yorgos Lanthimos and it stars Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. And in this movie, these two brothers who are conspiracy theorists are under the impression that Emma Stone, who is a CEO of a corporation, is not a human, but she's actually an alien. So they kidnap her, they have her in hiding, they shave off all her hair, and they basically say, contact your mothership so we can talk to aliens and such. This was a movie that I'm mainly looking forward to, mainly because of Yorgos Lanthimos. He's becoming one of those filmmakers that he's very consistent, he's very unique, and he's got his own style. Like, the movies are going to be very different, very absurd, very, it's just something different that I'm used to. And I've enjoyed the majority of his movies. I enjoyed The Lobster. I like aspects of Killing of a Sacred Deer, even though I can't really watch that movie willingly. The Favorite's pretty good. Poor Things I like a lot more than I did upon my first viewing. Kinds of Kindness I was not really the biggest fan of. I thought it was just okay, but I think the last storyline kind of made me mad, but that's beside the point. But once again, he's reteaming with a couple Kinds of Kindness stars, including Emma Stone once again, and Jesse Plemons again from Kinds of Kindness, for this weird movie only a Yorgos Lanthimos movie can do. And if you're a Yorgos Lanthimos fan, you'll enjoy this movie. If you're not really a big fan of him, I can't really see why you would go and see this movie in the first place. But if you are, it's fun. It's a good time. I don't know if it's as good as Poor Things or The Favorite, but I think I like it more than The Lobster and Killing of the Sacred Deer. Also, I definitely like it a lot more than Kinds of Kindness. So let's dive into it. First off, all the actors do a phenomenal job, particularly Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. Their cat and mouse dynamic is pretty interesting. They have great lines with each other. And also, I do think that they're pretty strong. Again, they're not as strong as like Emma Stone and Poor Things, but I thought they were pretty good. Also, as far as some of the other side actors, Aidan Delbus, who plays Jesse Plemons' brother, I thought he did a really good job. Also, surprisingly, Alicia Silverstone is in this movie. She's not in it much, but when she's on screen, she actually does a pretty good job. I was kind of surprised by her for a moment. I was like, wow, she's actually really good for her brief scene. Also, Yorgos Lanthimos is reteaming with some people again, including Jerkson Fendrix, who does a lot of his music, and Robbie Ryan, who do the cinematography. Both are astonishing. Both are incredible. The music itself is just loud, it's bombastic, it's silly, it's over the top, which I feel like it works for a movie like this. Also, as far as the cinematography, it's bright, it's colorful, it's very unique, it's very stylish. It's like, it may look normal, but it's clearly not. I do think that it's very well done. Also, what I do like about this movie is that I could not predict where it was going. I was like, okay, where's this movie going to go? And I was thinking, I kind of have a feeling where this movie's going to go. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, it doesn't go in that direction at all. It's like, wow, that's very surprising to me. And this movie is actually based off a movie from South Korea, which I've never seen before. Maybe I'll go check it out after seeing this movie and such. But it did feel very unpredictable considering like where I imagined this movie was going to go. Also, I do really think this movie is pretty funny. There are some jokes in this movie that are really good. Jesse Plemons has a few good jokes. Emma Stone. A lot of actors do like a lot of really funny scenes in this movie, and it's very well done. And also, I do think that this movie is very fascinating in how it treats like conspiracies and conspiracy theorists and such. Kind of, it tries to show like how some conspiracy theorists come about. And there's one running joke involving like a very popular conspiracy theory that at first I was like, okay, that's kind of an interesting tool, but with more I thought of it, but I'm like, okay, now I know why you're kind of throwing it in there. But then by the end, it kind of, again, it twists itself into making you realize, okay, this is what this actually is about, not what you're thinking it is. So I do like that this movie actually is very unpredictable, and I just couldn't see what was happening throughout the entire movie. And I do think, overall, it's a very interesting movie to watch, but again, if you're a Yorgos Lanthimos fan, you should definitely check this movie out. If you're not, or if you've never heard of him, maybe don't check this movie out right away. But let's talk about some things I don't like. First off, I do think there are a couple pacing issues here and there, where it's like I'm kind of like not as invested. I would say there are a couple points in the middle, like when some things aren't entirely happening, but most of that is also due to like, I don't know. I think there's just a few pacing issues here and there that kept me from being entirely invested. Also, I do think that the movie could have gone a little bit more into detail about how conspiracy theorists come about, like how they start the deep dive and such. There is an idea in this movie about that, but I feel like it's just very basic level, and it does have a very good moment involving Alicia Silverstone's character and such. But I was like, okay, maybe you could have dived a little bit deeper into this, the mindset of these characters and like how they kind of come about. Also, there's like one twist in this movie that, admittedly, even though, again, most of this movie is pretty unpredictable, there was one moment in this movie where it's like, Yeah, I kind of saw that coming from a mile away, and I kind of wish the movie didn't go in that direction, but it did. And also, the ending. The ending is probably going to make some people upset, some people are going to love it. Personally, I don't know about me, but I found the ending to be a little too pessimistic. And I found like they were trying to find that balance between trying to be pessimistic but trying to be optimistic at the same time. But I felt like to me they didn't nail that. It was a little too pessimistic for me. And again, given a lot of the stuff that he's done, it can't really be that surprising that he has a very pessimistic look on things. So I guess like to me it's just kind of left some sort of bad taste in my mouth, but then again, I remember the last story in Kinds of Kindness was not my favorite. It was probably my least favorite of the three, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But, you know, again, if you're a Yorgos Lanthimos fan, I think you'll be in heaven watching this movie. I don't think it's as good as Poor Things, but I think it's as good as The Favorite, The Lobster. It's definitely more enjoyable than Killing of a Sacred Deer, and definitely better than Kinds of Kindness. The acting's pretty good, the music, cinematography, all great. It is very unpredictable. I do like the cat and mouse aspect of the movie between Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. I think that it can be pretty funny. I do think there are interesting ways they talk about conspiracies, but I kind of wish, again, that they dive deep into like conspiracy theories and how they kind of come about. And also, the ending is a little too pessimistic. There are a few pacing issues, some twists I kind of saw coming right away, but I think this is an interesting time for a lot of people. Again, if you're a fan of this director, you'll definitely enjoy it. I will give Bugonia 3 out of 4 stars. See it. So, how would you rank Yorgos Lanthimos' films? Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. This is Pat. Stay safe.